Hey all, welcome back to the channel. It's another beautiful day here in Washington State. It is. Spring has finally hit. Better late than ever. It's the 29th of April as I'm filming this. About 75 degrees and sunny today, which is a far cry from what the rest of our April has been. Yeah, so it's good. Alright, my buddy Mike, HawkHobbies, is in town. In fact, he's been in town since Tuesday, and it is Saturday evening. So yeah, he rolled into town Tuesday evening, and I got off work and jetted out to Tahuya, where I met him, and we camped out there Tuesday night. Only ones out there, which was great. Middle of the week, great weather. Yeah, it was good. I got to test out some new camping equipment. I got a new Kelty two-man tent, which was great. Really well made, really intuitive to set up, and just well built. If you camp a lot, I'd say spend the money on the good tent. It's worth it. So yeah, I got the new Kelty tent, and then I got a I forgot who makes it, but it's an inflatable, insulated sleeping pad. Really rad. Blows up really easy, and I slept like a baby. I thought for sure that, because I'm a side sleeper, I thought for sure that my hip would dig into the ground a little bit, but it didn't. I didn't feel the ground at all through it. So super cool, super impressive, and a welcome addition to the camping equipment. So yeah, Mike and I camped out Tuesday night, did some exploring late in the night. There's a river that runs down sort of by the campground, and went out there with flashlights and just kind of checking things out. It was really cool to just, run around the woods at night like kids. So Mike always brings out the younger side of me. He's a big kid himself. So you're wondering where he is. He's here. He's in the county, but he is down south, out in Tahuya, near Tahuya, at our buddy Joey's house. He's known Joey for most of his life, I think, and they're having a little get-together tonight. I was supposed to go, but I ended up getting off work like 2 hours late, and I just don't have enough time to get down there and then come back. It wouldn't work out. So I'm here catching up on things around the house. I've been so busy with work. So yeah, I have a moment to take a breath and film this. So we filmed sort of an unboxing. He brought me a whole bunch of stuff. He spoils me. Usually, we do some kind of gift exchange. So we filmed the unboxing and sort of show and tell out there in Tahuya, but wasn't quite good enough light, and the audio kind of turned out crappy. So we tried it again the following evening when we got back here, and the focus wouldn't focus. It just kept going back and forth for some reason. So that footage didn't really turn out, and hence why I'm here filming this now. Yeah, I wish I could have him here to sort of further explain some of the stuff I'm going to show you, but I think I can do a pretty good job of it. So before we get into that, on our way back up here from camping, we stopped at a REI that we have a couple towns south of me here in Kingston, but we stopped into the REI, and I was pleasantly surprised to find something that I've been after. Not really after, but it had been on my want list, and I finally had the means, and the situation was right to get it. So yeah, this thing, the Leatherman Signal, in green, which sort of matches my free T4. Free T4 is a little bit lighter colored. I like the color of this better. Yeah. So I've been rocking the T4 for years now. Yeah, we're going on like 2.5 years I've had this thing, and it's like one of the best pocket tools I've ever had. But the one thing it doesn't have is pliers, and in this new job I find myself using pliers on a daily basis for one thing or the other. So I knew I wanted a Leatherman. I've always liked Leathermans. They've always treated me right. Their tools, hence the T4 here, still rocking. But anyways, went into REI, and they had 3 different versions, 3 different colors, I should say, colorways. They had the teal, don't remember what the other one is, and they had this. So they had the green with the topo pattern on the blade, which is pretty cool. I mean, I could take that or leave it, but I was mainly after the green. So this tool is super rad. I had done some research and read about it, and I just knew that, you know, this would probably fit my lifestyle pretty well. Outdoors, camping, hiking, fishing, this'll do it all. So yeah, 139 bucks at REI. REI tends to be overpriced, but that was actually a pretty fair price compared to what I found it online for. So yeah, got it, and I've been rocking it since Wednesday, and it's Saturday. It's got a pocket clip on it, and that's how I've been carrying it. It did come with a nylon sheath, and I'd probably rock it like this, like if I were out camping or something. I didn't care that I had something else on my belt, but I try to keep my belt pretty clean. And yeah, pocket clip is gonna bend out. It's inevitable. Their pocket clips just aren't the best. My T4, look at the pocket clip. I've rebent it so many times, and it's, yeah, it is what it is. New pocket clips are cheap on the Leatherman website, so might order a couple of those. Yeah, this has got a lot of cool features. I'm not going to go over everything in this video. I just don't want to make it that long. We can do a dedicated video on the Signal next. But yeah, this is cool. It's got everything I need, and yeah, I'm digging it. All right, moving on to what Mike got me. Alright, we're going to work our way up to the finale. We're going to start with this leather slip that he got me. This is made by a company out of Texas. Can't remember exactly the name. Texas Bell Leather, maybe? I'm not sure. I had the card laying around, but I can't find it now. So, yeah, that's the logo right there. But it's a nice, well-made pocket organizer. I'm going to throw a lanyard on there so I can get it in and out of my pocket conveniently. But, yeah, it just magically fit all three of the tools that I needed to put in here, which was the T4, which I kind of just carry as a backup, and it's got scissors on it, you know, something the Signal doesn't have, so this kind of fills in some of the gaps. And then I've got my Streamlight MicroStream USB. I'm not going to flash it at you guys. You know what it looks like. $40 flashlight. Probably one of the better flashlights I've ever had. This thing is great. Comes in handy. Long ass battery life. Charges up quick. USB rechargeable. So yeah, I'm loving this thing still. But yeah, if it's that thing, if it's the T4, if it's the Streamlight, and then it fits this, which Mike got me. This is made by Olight. Come on, baby. There we go. It's their mini bolt action pen. It's got very fun to fidget with, and I use pens all day at work. I'm constantly writing part numbers and shit. So this is rad. I love it. It's aluminum. It's got some fluting in it, and I got refills for it. So thanks, Mike. Way to think ahead. But yeah, I'll get a lanyard on this and a bead, and I'm really liking it though. Smells good. Alright, next up we'll cover some smell good stuff. Mike's daughters picked this out. The smells, the scents. I'm really digging this one right here. Yeah, Dr. Squatch all natural soap. Good stuff. Thanks, bro, and thanks, girls. Along the lines of personal use products, we've got some, it's beef tallow. Come on, baby. And honey balm. This stuff works to moisturize your skin. It's supposed to work for psoriasis. I have psoriasis, very minor psoriasis, but yeah, this is supposed to help with it. You can use this chapstick. It's organic. It's edible. Not that you want to sit and eat this stuff, but yeah, it's all natural. It's good. It seems to help Mike with his dry skin, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, sitting on top of that, there's this little bead. It's so rad. Looks like a little round. Yeah, and you can unscrew the end, I think, if I'm strong enough to do it. Take my word for it. Mike did it. You can unscrew the end, and that comes out. I don't know. It's cool. That's definitely going on a knife. It's actually probably going, well, I can't show you yet. Alright, next thing I see, some nav lights for the yak, which are great because I fish at night a lot in the summer. I'm especially going to be doing that since I work most of the day. Had a little close call out on one of my favorite lakes last year. Almost got a big old like 7.5-inch glide bait thrown at me. I just didn't have any lights on. He didn't have any lights on. And yeah, anyways, nav lights on the yak. Yeah, I'm going to put at least 2 of these on there so that I can run those at night, like just run them red. So they don't bother anybody, they don't bother me, but it still shows that I'm out there. So, yes, thank you, sir. Speaking of the yak, Mike made some modifications to the kayak yesterday. I might show you that in a further video. Okay, let's get into the juicy stuff now. We have got 5 new knives. I've got 5 new blades sitting next to me right now. I know the basics about them, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with the first one that I see. It's a Civivi. It's the Kai V, the Ki-V, and it's just a little non-locking, tiny little blade. It's got a pocket clip on it too. But yeah, 9CR, 9CR, whatever the rest of that is, but it's 9CR, which is a decent little steel. And yeah, it's fun to flip, and it's a perfect little package opener. So yeah, very cool. Thank you, dude. Alright, next one we got on the table just came out of my pocket. I've been carrying it the past 2 days, and that is sort of a classic in the EDC community. The Ontario Rat Model 2 in D2. This guy. I think we've all seen it. A nice, compact, yet still ergonomic. Still got the nice ergonomic lines of the Rat. In D2. OD, green. He knows I like green, so thank you, brother. Made in Taiwan. Cutting edge looks really good. Even cutting bevel. Yeah, fit and finish seems to be really good. I guess, you know, Taiwan manufacturing is pretty good. I mean, the Spydercos that come out of Taiwan are ridiculous. So, yeah, this has been getting use. As you can see, got a little gunk on the blade there. But it's just been breaking down boxes, cutting open boxes, you know, doing knife things. So yeah, I love the lines on this thing. Like I said, it's just a, you know, smaller version of the Rat 1. I had a Rat 1 in Oz 8. Is that right? I think it was Oz 8. Someone correct me. But I had the Rat 1 and gave it to a buddy, but I love that thing. I love the way it feels in my hand. And this one is small, but it's not too small. I can still get all 4 fingers on it and really get a good grip. So yeah, loving this thing so far. It's going to get a ton of use, and I'm not going to be afraid to beat on it a little bit. So, and along similar lines of the Rat, we've got this guy, which I've never seen before until I held it, and it's called the Avispa. It's made by SE. It's in D2, made in Taiwan as well. It's a steel frame lock and a very unique blade shape. Just kind of doing its own thing. OD green scales. Again, he knows I love green, so green and black. Yeah, it just looks good. So still a little stiff. This thing is brand new, but it's got good action. It's got pretty good action for a frame lock. I'm usually not a frame lock kind of guy, but this one's alright. Next up on the table is something I don't know much about. I actually had never seen one of these before, before Mike gave it to me the other day. And it's interesting. It's made by a company called Ganzo, or Gonzo. I think it's Ganzo, pronounced Ganzo. And you'll notice a couple things. It's got some very similar lines. Very similar lines. And it's got a crossbar lock on it, which is becoming more and more prevalent in the budget EDC world. But this thing, it actually is pretty good. It needs some breaking in. But for a budget knife from a company I've never heard of, yeah, it's pretty nice. D2 as well, with a stone wash finish. Actually a pretty good looking stone wash finish on there. Pretty decent pocket clip. Could probably replace that with a number of aftermarket clips. It's just the basic 3-hole configuration. So yeah, Sweet. Alright, to round out all the new knives I got, we've got what's probably my favorite out of what I just went through, and that is it's made by Kaiser. I had no previous experience with Kaiser. Don't really know their line. I know a couple of their knives just from watching YouTube videos. This one is really rad. It is called the Comet. Some of you guys out there are probably familiar with this knife. There's some interesting things going on here. Number one, we've got 154 cm, which I've been wanting to get my hands on, either 154 cm or CPM 154. I'll get my CPM 154. I'm not quite sure what I want to get yet. There's a couple knives I have my eye on in CPM 154, but I did want to check out 154 cm. And yeah, here we got the Comet, which is a beautiful knife. We've got kind of a classic, almost a clip point blade. Very, very sharp and slicey. Very sharp and slicey. Nice even cutting bevel from the factory. Yeah, it's a very handsome knife. We've got copper bolsters and black micarta scales, which actually get darker the more that you rub them. It's just fantastic. The patina on this thing is going to be wild. I can't wait. Most of the knives I own are all stainless, you know, and the most patina I've seen on my most patina I get on my knives are, you know, like the Griptilian. That's probably the hardest used knife I own. But beyond that, the only kind of patina I'm seeing is, you know, a little bit of Cerakote wearing off aluminum scales. I just got a lot of stainless stuff. I live in the Northwest. It's a wet, humid environment. I live about 1/8 mile from the salt, so it just makes sense. But anyways, I'm really, really excited about this. And to top everything off, it's got a damn milled titanium clip, which is just rad. It goes in and out of the pocket great. Got great retention. But yeah, it's just, it seemed like everything was really well thought out about this knife. Yeah, flipper only. The detent on this thing, it's tuned perfectly, I think. And it's smooth. It's smooth on the close, which I like. Yeah, great action. I think Kaiser did a great job on this knife. And I can't wait to just put some time and miles on this thing and share it with you guys. So yeah, just so much stuff. Too much, bro. You overdid it. I appreciate it so much, though. I guess the last thing I want to go over that's sitting in front of me is this. Mike, handmade, with no template or anything, hand-stitched, handmade, this wallet for me. Stamped it with the American flag there. Flap comes up. Good, no information shown. You can fit a few cards in here, all the essential cards, and then driver's license on the back. So, oh, cash fits in behind the cards, and this comes down, works well. So, yeah, I've been rocking this the past few days just to get a feel for it. I'm a big wallet kind of guy historically. I've still got this bad boy. It's not going to get out of the rotation quite yet. I've got a really nice leather bifold coming. I'm not quite sure when. It sort of got delayed a few times, I guess. Mike ordered it for me. It's going to be brown leather like this, but real leather, not pleather. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I've been rocking this, and I constantly pat my back pocket, making sure it's still back there. I'm used to having this back there, and I always know it's there. But I don't know. I'm trying it out. I'm trying to be open-minded. That doesn't mean I'm gonna leave behind the classic bifold. So, anyways, thank you, dude. This turned out beautiful. Great leather. Smells great. All the good stuff. I think that's it. There were some other things, like I said, but nothing's coming to the top of the brain right now. I think we covered most of the good stuff, the juicy stuff, yeah. Anyways. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for this little video. Kind of bummed that the other footage didn't quite turn out and it wasn't really it wouldn't come together as a video very easily, let's put it that way. But I will insert some pictures from the camping trip in the past few days. You know, we've been having a lot of fun. Went out to dinner last night. That was cool. Went out to a Mexican restaurant here in Kingston after I got off work. Long ass day yesterday. Short staffed. Worked late. The job's still going good. I've learned a lot. Started out as a delivery driver. That didn't last long. I was doing that for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks at the most. And they put me on the counter. So more pay, more brain power being used. It's a lot of customer service, which I kind of left that. I thought I left that behind years ago. I started out. The first job I had was a waiter. I was a waiter on a Navy base down in California. We were stationed there when I was younger. My dad was in the Navy, so we were stationed down there, and it was a restaurant there on the base. So yeah, I waited tables there for about a year. But I thought I had left that sort of part of my life behind, but I find myself in a very customer service centered kind of workplace, kind of job. So it takes a lot out of me. I'm a very introverted person normally. That may come through on these videos, but I like my alone time, and it takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot of mental energy to deal with people as much as I do on a daily basis now. So I find myself very tired at the end of the day, mentally, and not so much physically. But anyways, things are going good, and I think it's going to be a good fit, at least for the foreseeable future. I definitely don't think this is a long-term thing. It just doesn't have the legs on it. So anyways, I'm enjoying it for now, and you know, I like cars. I like working on cars. I work on all my own shit, and I get to find car parts for people all day, and most of the time that's fun. Most of the time. Alright, update on that, covered that. I think we're good here. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the continued support in the channel. Sorry there hasn't been much content. It's been a lot of work, so really trying to focus on that and get good at what I'm doing, so you know, I can get that settled and get into my routine and get into my groove at the job, and you know, then I'll probably find myself having a lot more energy and a lot more spare time. So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully some of that made sense. We'll probably see Mike here on the channel before he leaves. Most definitely you'll see him on the channel before he leaves. But yeah, I'll sprinkle in some photos here at the very end of the past few days. So yeah, alright, thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.